Hey, party people. Thanks so much for tuning in to Raising Your Inner Voice. You know how I always say, if you leave me or send me a voice message, I will play it. Well, it just so happens that I have another voice message here to relay. This is coming from Dana from Vermont, who gave me a quick shout out on the phone line. If you want to add to the conversation, you can call and leave a voicemail at 617-843-5393. Or shoot me a message, jay.foss@me.com. Here's a little message from Dana.
Today is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and give thanks in it. Norman Vincent Peale. Dude, you should put me on. I got gems to share from my recent experiences. It'll captivate and motivate your audience. But you got to pick up, man. Hope you're well. Looking forward. Be good.
It's time to talk with Jay Foss.
Thanks so much for calling in. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you too, Jay Foss.
The magic happens when you have the right person in the right place at the right time.
If we're having fun, everyone else is going to have fun naturally.
Keep it local radio.
I'm obsessed with transformations on this show. And so I guess that in this case, you are that paradigm shift. You are the thing that transforms people. That's what people call me.
Want to connect with Jay? Dial in.
But then the question is everyone tuned into the right frequency?
Are you tuned in?
Making our corner of the world a little brighter.
Did you make the right decision here? Like, are you, did you bite off more than you can chew?
In figuring out what makes people tick whenever we start something new.
Yeah.
There's always that question of,
raising your inner voice.
wait, was this too much? Did I start hiking a mountain that's a little too high for my level of
With
experience?
Jay Foss.
It's a quote by Thoreau. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it.
Not just another talk show.
We cover all things that make us human.
It's time to be heard.
How can my values and how can these inner thoughts that I have help me be a more whole human being?
Online and on air.
We can't legislate being a good, decent human being. So what can we do? We can become more active in this community.
Raising your inner voice with Jay Foss.
Hey, party people. Welcome back to Raising Your Inner Voice here on this Sunday evening. So glad to be here with you. So grateful to be here with you, sharing this moment in time, this moment in space as we are trying and striving towards being full, alive human beings. Many times on this program, we take a look at what that means from an individual level. Well, I have more of a communal standpoint for the topic for tonight's show. It's talking about work over family or family over work. And I think it's many times the two are juxtaposed against each other when they don't necessarily have to be. But when you do have to choose one over the other or the other over the one, which do you choose and why do you go about choosing it the way in which you do? What spurred the topic for this evening is a blog post from Klemp Insights. This is by a couple who are married, Nate and Kaylee Klemp. They wrote the book called The 80/80 Marriage, and they drop insights on their blog posts. And this one is called Life Incentivizing Work Over Family. Here's how to flip the script. What if we were to tell you that your life is really just an elaborate video game? The purpose of the game? To win, obviously, and score as many points as you can. How do you score points? 3 ways: money, approval, and achievement. The higher your aggregate score, the faster you move up the leaderboard, the better you feel about your position in the game. You might notice, though, that there's something peculiar about the scoring system. You only get points for the things you do outside the house: the home run presentation, the big sale, the new client, or the end of year bonus. But what about absolutely crushing dinner prep for taco night? What about organizing your kids' carpool for t-ball practice to perfection? Or what about being the most present, least phone-addicted parent at the playground? Sorry, in this game, you don't get any money, approval, or achievement points for that. If anything, you might lose points for getting distracted from what matters most, achieving at work. Does any of this sound familiar? It should, because this is the game most of us are playing all day, every day. It's not just a metaphor, it's real life. And it's a way of thinking that makes prioritizing family over work all but impossible. How can you change the game to reverse these incentives? Here are some tools. And they go through some tools that I will share with you, my dear friend, throughout the course of this episode of Raising Your Inner Voice. But yeah, it's something that struck me culturally, collectively, societally. I think we do value work, though I think that's also shifting, right? Particularly with younger people in younger generations. I think there is more of a value of prioritizing healthy boundaries around work. And with the future of AI, who knows what's going to come in the years to come regarding the future of work. But I think that prioritizing family is something that appeals to me. And I'm hoping that it appeals to you too. And so these 3 tips are the ways that you can flip the script if you are feeling pressured and incentivized to value work time over family time. But if you personally value family time over work time. So the first step is to redefine success. The second tool is to savor your family wins. And the third one is to go all out with appreciation. We'll go through specifically what these all mean and what they look like for you, for me, for us together. Redefine success is the first tool. Savor your family wins is the second. And go all out with appreciation is the third. So looking at the first one, redefining success. If your definition of success is restricted to money, approval, and achievement, your family is bound to lose in this battle over priorities. If, on the other hand, you redefine success to include wins inside rather than just outside your home, the game changes. In this new world, saying yes to the date night, chaperoning your kids' field trip, taking the bike ride, or creating space and joy by doing absolutely nothing together on a Saturday afternoon no longer represents a, quote, waste of productive time. It's now an achievement, a stepping stone to success that's on par with getting a glowing review at work. This clearly isn't society's game. But that doesn't mean it can't become your game. So that's redefining success. To savoring the family wins, it's easy to discount the value of spending time with your partner and family. It's easy to see these moments as less valuable than the productive activities of work. So the question becomes, how can you infuse these everyday family moments with value? Here's how. Savor. Really take in and enjoy those exquisite moments when you break away from work and connect with your partner and family. The dinner outside the patio, the ruckus game of Monopoly, the great sex, or the walk at twilight. Simply savoring these moments goes a long way toward infusing them with a greater sense of value. So that is the second tool in flipping the script on incentivizing work over family time, when in all honesty, if you want to really just cherish in the family time over work, these are some tools to help you do that. The third is to go all out with appreciation. The Klemps say, we talk a lot about appreciation. That's because it might just be the most powerful relationship habit out there. It's also one of the best ways to create a new set of incentives in your relationship that favor family over work. When you receive an appreciation from your partner, you get to experience the couple's equivalent of receiving amazing feedback from a colleague at work or an attaboy from your boss. But appreciation in your relationship is different in one key respect. It's a chance to celebrate your wins inside your family system, a chance to incentivize you and your partner and to continue striving for family rather than just work success. So it's not a one or the other at the end of the day, right? This is Jay talking on behalf of Jay once again. It's not just one or the other. It's not necessarily a work against family. It's trying to find that, what's that B word I keep repeating? Balance. It's trying to find that balance of how can you make sure that you block off enough family time, communal time. It's time outside of yourself, and it's time outside of how you define your actions, which is what I'm calling work. Because most of our actions are actions that we get paid for, but not all paid for actions, i.e. work, should be time consuming of your whole being. You need time to be with yourself. You need time to be with your loved ones, whether chosen or inherited. Getting the time to be with people is crucial. So this is a way that, again, it just really struck me of, I think that societally, very often work is valued and prized over family time. And so a way of capturing that and sneaking in more family time is redefining success, savoring your family wins, and going all out with appreciation. Those are some tips from Nate and Kaylee Klemp, of the authors of the 80/80 Marriage. And this is from their blog post. It was actually from a couple months ago, but it's titled "Life Incentivizes Work Over Family. Here's How to Flip the Script." Would love to get your thoughts. Would love to get your feedback. Would love to get your insight on flipping the script. Do you find that this is something that needs to be flipped for you? Would love to have you join the conversation. You can either type on the keyboard in the comments field or give me a call, 617-843-5393. Before the show today, we played a clip from Dana from Vermont, who was chiming in, wanted to chime in last week. Dana, if you're listening this week, feel free to give me a call. And for anyone who calls or types in, know that I do have some goodies to send you as a thank you for participating. Because it's not just a one-way conversation. I love interacting and getting the instantaneous feedback of either comments on the YouTube video live, or getting feedback via phone message, phone interaction, a conversation, if you will. It's able to let me know and give me something to vibe off of, to let me know if I'm going down the right rabbit hole with you. I find it very helpful. So in my gratitude and appreciation, an expression of my appreciation, I do have a little something to send out to you for those of you who do participate and get involved. Really appreciate you. And for anyone else, feel free to jump into the conversation. You're welcome anytime. The topic for tonight is regarding work over family versus family over work time. And what do you think about this example that the Klemps brought up in regards to, what if I were to tell you that life is really just an elaborate video game? The purpose of the game, to win, obviously, and score as many points as you can. That is something that I think at least for myself, I have viewed life at times like a video game. Like the whole point is to win. Are you winning at life? Are you losing at life? How's that possible? Perhaps only if you're comparing yourself with others. But if you're living your life for yourself and really listening to that inner voice, really listening to that deeper wisdom that I think that we all have, we all are capable of taking time out of our busy lives and choosing to listen to that deeper wisdom, that deeper sense of being, because we are human beings. We may define ourselves by our work and what we do as human doings, but we are in fact human beings. And in being that, in being alive, I think it's made to be embraced. It's made to be something that we can all reach for and strive towards, doing the best that we can do, in being not the best that we can be, but perhaps it's being who we are. So I would view that as the game of life that I'm playing. How about you? What's the purpose of the game? How do you score points? And when you're thinking about it, again, coming from the deep down place, how does that compare with outside forces that are trying to put definitions upon you of what the purpose of the game of life is and how you score points and how you define success? That's the Klemp's first tool, is to redefine success in this game of life. It's opening up your definition of success beyond just money, beyond just approval, and beyond just achievements. And those all actually come down to what? I would say they come down to external actions, money, approval, and achievement, right? They're all things that you can have or gain, but none of them are things that you actually obtain and flow out from within you. And it's hard then to define success on any of those levels. So instead, let's look at redefining success and how you can actually not waste time on yourself, but rather invest time with yourself and with your loved ones, which changes and flips the script on that entire paradigm. If you're liking what you're hearing, feel free to reach out, shoot me a message, shoot me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if you are in a work over family situation in life, because let's be honest, there are necessities that at times will dictate how often you get a chance to spend with your family. But if you don't prioritize family time over work time, then there's nothing left, right? So it's finding that it goes back to that balance. And we are balancing things here on Raising Your Inner Voice. We're about to take a quick break. but we will be back discussing more of family versus work or work over family.
Stay with us as we continue raising your inner voice with Jay Foss.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber. If you're replacing the windows in your home, please see the Anderson 400 series windows on display at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or Plastown, New Hampshire. The Anderson 400 is attractive, durable, energy efficient, and reasonably priced. Remember, Anderson is the most trusted name in windows. See the Anderson 400 at any of our 3 locations. That's North Reading, Beverly, or Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Moynihan Lumber, we measure up.
If you have any issues, topics, or voices that you think would be great to be heard on this show, please reach out, jay.foss@me.com. If you want to add your voice to the conversation, record a voice memo and email it to me, or tune in live Sunday evenings at 7 p.m.
How's your 401k? I'm Luke Noble of Noble Financial Group. As a certified financial planner, I know you can't plan for everything, but we can prepare you for life's twists and turns. We'll make a plan to help your money last through your retirement years. Our team is dedicated to helping you achieve your financial goals. Let us help. Visit NobleFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through MML Investor Services. Member SIPC. Noble Financial Group is not an affiliate or subsidiary of MML Investor Services.
Making our corner of the world a little brighter, online and on air. Raising your inner voice with Jay Foss.
And we are back with Raising Your Inner Voice on this Sunday evening. We take this liminal space on Sundays to dive into topics that we don't normally dive into the rest of the week or over the rest of the weekend, right? It's not work as usual. Speaking of the topic for this evening, it's not work as usual, like Monday through Friday. And it's also not the party of the weekend. We take Sunday evenings, this in-between time, or it's not quite the party. It's not quite work as usual. It's not family time. It's not, it is what it is. Such a vague comment. It is what it is. And what it is this evening is talking about work time versus family time and family time versus work time. For anyone just tuning in, I got this blog post from Nate and Kaylee Klemp, who are the authors of the ADA Marriage. And their blog post is all on life incentivizes work over family. Here's how to flip the script. So they give us 3 tools to review regarding how to flip the script and prioritizing family time and incentivizing it. So the first of which is redefining success. We went over this thoroughly in the first segment. Redefining success, not just by money, approval, and achievement priorities, but rather including wins inside the home. And that is how you would change those priorities. The second note, which is what we're going to focus on now, is savoring your family wins. I'm just going to read this bullet point again. It's easy to discount the value of spending time with your partner and family. It's easy to see these moments as less valuable than the, quote, productive activities of work. So the question becomes, how can you infuse these everyday family moments with value? That's a good question. Continuing on, here's how. Savor. Really take in and enjoy those exquisite moments when you break away from work and connect with your partner and family. Simply savoring these moments goes a long way toward infusing them with a greater sense of value. What do you think about that bullet point? That one speaks to me. Because it has this element of being present in the moment, right? Being able to not just be there physically with your family, with your loved ones, but really be mentally checked out and being onto. I mean, I'm guilty of that completely. That's why it speaks to me. Most things that speak to me make me guilty of them, right? Which probably means that since I'm striving towards balance and looking for balance, I'm probably one of the most out of balance people that you know. Because yeah, balance really speaks to me. It really appeals to me. And that's something that I want. Hopefully you want it too. Would love to have you join the conversation. If it is 617-843-5393 is the phone number to call. But yeah, are you savoring your family wins? Are you getting a greater sense of value? I mean, that in and of itself seems like a redefinition of success. Going back to being present, really being present for yourself in this lived experience. Look, we only have one life. We're only alive right here and right now. So I encourage you that you do not get distracted, that you don't let your life pass you by, but rather that you are attentive to it and through it and in the middle of it, because in the middle of your life is you. And that is something you are worthy of paying attention to. And you are worthy of really savoring the moments really as many moments as you can. I was going to say the moments when you're just with family, but it's not just those moments. It's even moments when you're by yourself, expressing your feelings, getting physical. In the heat of the summer, really noticing and being attentive to, being attuned with the life as it's expressing itself through you. So good. So good. The third point, the third tool that the Klemps share in their blog post is titled Go All Out with Appreciation. We talk a lot, the Klemps do, talk a lot about appreciation. That's because it might just be the most powerful relationship habit out there. It's also one of the best ways to create a new set of incentives in your relationship that favor family over work. When you receive an appreciation from your partner, you get to experience the couple's equivalent of receiving amazing feedback from a colleague at work or an attaboy from your boss. But appreciation in your relationship is different in one key respect. It's a chance to celebrate your wins inside your family system, a chance to incentivize you and your partner to continue striving for family rather than just work success. Yeah, I mean, so many times when we think of our successes in life, I mean, I've touched on talking about wins before on this show because actually my boss at work is a big proponent for celebrating wins, acknowledging wins, and going down that path. But so often, I don't think about wins in the rest of my life. Personal wins, right? What are some personal wins that you have? And they can be big wins, like graduating. They can be buying a house. They can be getting a car. They can be just being able to enjoy the day, right? Which might, for some people, seem like a smaller win, but it's just as of an important win for you because it's personal to you, right? It's your win. So what are some personal wins that you get and that you can share in your life that you can celebrate? And in that celebration, go to this third point that the Klemps share, all about going out with appreciation. Appreciation in your relationship is different in one key respect. It's a chance to celebrate your wins inside your family system, a chance to incentivize you and your partner to continue striving for family rather than just work success. Do you even celebrate work successes? I think that we can celebrate successes much more than what we necessarily do. We do happen to have, I was going to say a caller chiming in, but it's not a caller, it's a commenter. Mr. Chris is chiming in. I'm real lucky. I got to work with this DJ every once in a while and sometimes more than once in a while. Absolutely. DJ Chris Carr is calling in probably from the car, right? Yeah, appreciation goes a long way. Well, and it helps us enjoy the moments that we are actually experiencing that much more and that much better, right? So the topic for this evening is talking about valuing work over family versus valuing family over work. And I'm sharing a blog post that I've read from the Klemps, who are the authors of the 80-80 Marriage. So obviously, their focus is on the family side of things and how that can be rebalanced with work priorities. And they share 3 tools that can help you do that. The first of which is redefining success. The second tool is savoring your family wins. And the third tool is go all out with appreciation. Going all out with appreciation. And that got me going down this rabbit hole of celebrating wins, personal wins. I've chatted on the show before about celebrating work wins, but I think the personal wins, and it might be worth clarifying, I think that even the smaller wins could be more beneficial to celebrate, right? I mean, especially on a beautiful, hot summer day, going out and grabbing an ice cream simply because it's the right moment to do that. That might be worthy of celebrating that and extending appreciation to anyone around that may be able to go with you, right? Again, whether it's chosen family, whether it's inherited family, that doesn't matter to me. Being able to spend time. I mean, this is our life. Literally, the days of your life are what make up your life. So how you're spending your time and the way in which you are spending time, because we are all spending it, whether we want to or not, we're all spending it. So I'm just saying, I think that you should take a look and spend it to the best of your capability. Try to find that balance between work and family, between family and alone time, between communal time and individual time, where you might be able, I mean, and then there's always chores that you're going to do in between too, right? I've been doing chores the past couple of days. It's what we do because that's the reality of life. It's not all just the things that we want to do. Life is built up. It's far more complicated than that. Let me just recap the Klemps newsletter one more time for you, their blog post. What if we were to tell you that your life is really just an elaborate video game? The purpose of the game? To win, obviously, and score as many points as you can. How do you score points? 3 ways: money, approval, and achievement. The higher your aggregate score, the faster you move up the leaderboard, the better you feel about your position in the game. You might notice, though, that there's something peculiar about the scoring system. You only get points for the things you do outside the house: the home run presentation, the big seal, the new client, or the end of year bonus. But what about absolutely crushing dinner prep for taco night? What about organizing your kids' carpool for t-ball practice to perfection? Or what about being the most present, least phone-addicted parent at the playground? We've touched on technology addiction before on this show. Sorry, in this game, you don't get any money, approval, or achievement points for that. If anything, you might lose points for getting distracted from what matters most: achieving at work. Does any of this sound familiar? It should, because this is the game most of us are playing all day, every day. It's not just a metaphor. This is real life, and it's a way of thinking that makes prioritizing family over work all but impossible. How can you change the game to reverse these incentives? And that's when they go on to share about their 3 tools: redefining success, savoring your family wins, and going all out with appreciation. What do you think? I mean, they seem like good and helpful tips. When it comes to actually valuing family over work time, though, I mean, there's a lot of constraints pulling on us in different directions. So having the capability, having the freedom to be able to savor the moments with our loved ones and without our loved ones. I think savoring as many moments as possible is a good thing in life. And I would be lucky if I paid more attention to being here in the present moment. What say you? Is that helpful? Is that encouraging? Can you get on with being more present in this present moment? We're trying. Chris chimes back in with another comment. This is true. If people think we're living in a simulation, then your future is not written. It's the future that you write for yourself. Yeah, writing for yourself. Absolutely. Well, and that, I mean, Chris, you speak on such good things for me. Yeah, is the future written ahead of us? Really, you're getting at predestination versus free will with this comment. In the future, it's the future that you write for yourself. So you, I take it, lean more towards free will versus predestination. Are things predestined to happen versus are you choosing to freely act on your own accord? I think it's a weird combination of the two, personally. I'm a both and person. I used to have college buddies that would argue over this, and I would just set them up with the conversation, basically hand it off to them, and they would go at each other. No, it's predestination. No, it's free will. No, it's predestination. Back and forth, and I got a kick out of it. And that was how I savored the moment. And I'm still, I guess, starting these conversations with people. Hopefully, this is a conversation that you are staying in tune with yourself and captivated by, because I think that having these conversations, having these Sunday evenings is really helpful for me to be able to dive into these topics, to be able to dive into these issues that present themselves, such as valuing work over family and valuing family over work. Does it have to be an either or? Can't we value both? Chris is chiming in with another comment. No, the future is uncertain. It wasn't a song I used to remember when I was a kid, but it's true. You write your own future if you wanted to become famous, and become famous if you wanted to become a soul full of knowledge, then pursue it. It's totally up to you, and no one can tell you not to. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly, you're speaking words that are right on par with raising your inner voice, right? It's figuring out what makes people tick and how people are able to live out that inner calling. Though I will say, from some counseling classes that I've taken, there is something strong, and it seems like people are programmed in a certain way based upon their early childhood experiences that makes what they're calling, what they're longing towards and for, seem not manipulating, but it seems like people are programmed to express themselves in certain ways, right? And it's not, it's the whole world isn't just an empty jar, and you can manipulate and maneuver it however you want. Because I don't think that is possible, right? Like, there are limits to what people can do based on their interests. However, I do agree with you that I think that we do have a lot of autonomy and a lot of freedom to do that which is what we want to do. That's why I say it's a combination of both, is because it's not just one way or another. I don't think that everything is, well, just make up your mind, decide that you want to do something and you can do it, because there are restraints and constrictions that are in place that won't allow you to do everything that you may want to do. However, I did not foresee this this conversation going this way, but I'm loving it. However, I also think that you do have the freedom to do most of what you want to do, right? So it's, to me, it's still in that both and scenario, that both and situation. Yeah, what do you think, Chris? Or anyone else that wants to tune in, feel free to join the conversation. You can either type in the comments field or shoot me a message at 617-843-5393 is the phone number to dial in. Yeah, I mean, predestination versus free will. Yeah. Are you the type that leans towards people's individual freedoms and being able to make those desires a reality? Or do you think that life in and of itself was written from the get-go? People were programmed to act a certain way and to be a certain way. And maybe I don't know, I wonder if I'm phrasing this appropriately. All right, here we go. Another comment from Chris. I love this. Yes, there will always be boundaries to your future, but don't ever think your future is already written out for you. Yeah, well, and that's why I say that it's a both and situation, because I'm with you on the side of, I mean, really, you're a dreamer, Chris. I can tell. You're a dreamer, and you are all about the possibilities in life, right? Because that's why don't ever think your future is already written out for you. Yeah. And that's why, from your perspective, you need to write the future out for yourself, I would assume. And no one else is going to do that for you, of which I agree. However, yeah, I mean, I think that really what I'm getting at when I'm saying that there are boundaries in place, I'm not just talking about external boundaries. I even think that implicit boundaries, again, of like how you were raised and how you were attached as a child, those affect what you think you can or cannot do. So those affect how you view the future itself. I mean, there are people who view the future with a glass half full, glass half empty, or the glass is already downed. And what you can do with it. I mean, you're a possibility person. Not to put words into your mouth, but yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to hear more about how you view the future and why it is that you think that possibilities, and why it's so important to you that the future be written by you. Dear listener, for anyone just tuning in, we're touching on many things at the moment. We started off the conversation talking about Nate and Kaylee Klemp's blog post regarding their book, The 80-80 Marriage. And the blog post was talking all about how, well, the title of it is Life Incentivizes Work Over Family. Here's how to flip the script. So it's reprioritizing family time in your own life, right? So they give 3 tools to that: redefining success, savoring your family wins, and going all out with appreciation. And somehow the conversation changed and morphed into talking with Chris in particular, how your future is yours to write, and living out your future is something that only you can do. There will always be boundaries, of course, but don't think that your future is already written out for you. And yeah, I mean, there's so much there that I agree with. And because I'm a both and person, not that I disagree, Chris, but I think there's more to it than necessarily what you're phrasing it as. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. If you're just tuning in to the conversation right here on Raising Your Inner Voice, we are having another good one. We're going to take another short break, but we will be right back with more Raising Your Inner Voice after this, talking all about family time over work versus work over family time. Stay with us.
Want to connect with Jay? Dial in as we continue Raising Your Inner Voice.
Are you worried about the stock market, your 401k, or rising costs? Hi, I'm Luke Noble of Noble Financial Group. As a certified financial planner, I know you can't plan for everything, but our dedicated team of professionals can better prepare you so your money lasts as long as you do. Let us help. Visit NobleFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through MML Investor Services. Member SIPC. Noble Financial Group is not an affiliate or subsidiary of MML Investor Services.
Hi, folks. Paul from Chantilly Brewing. Have you been to our tap room in Beverly, Massachusetts yet? No? What? Oh, come on. All of our beer is gluten reduced, and we make our own hard seltzer cocktails and shandies. And we are dog and family friendly. Always. Our tap room is more than just beer. Pack up the kids and the dogs and come to 59 Park Street and see it for yourself. Or leave them at home. You'll be back. For upcoming events, hours, and to see our current beer list, visit chantillybrewing.com. That's GENTILE brewing.com to plan your visit.
What does living a better life mean? And what's your process in figuring that out? If you want to join in the conversation live, tune in Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to gather your thoughts first, record a voice memo and email it to jay.foss@me.com, because I would love to have your voice in this conversation. If you think someone else might need a conversation like this one, then let them know to get involved.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber. Professional builders choose Anderson Windows because they are the #1 trusted and recommended window and door brand in the United States. Anderson Windows and patio doors offer beautiful natural wood interiors, low maintenance exteriors, and outstanding energy efficiency. See the complete line of Anderson Windows on display at Moynihan Lumber in Beverly, North Reading, and Plastown, New Hampshire, or visit us at MoynihanLumber.com.
Moynihan Lumber, we measure up.
Not just another talk show. It's time to be heard. Online and on air. Raising Your Inner Voice with Jay Foss.
And back on Raising Your Inner Voice. Yes, it is time to be heard. And I hope that you are not only expressing yourself, but living out your future in the way in which you think is the best way that you can. On the show this evening, we are talking about your future. I laugh because I did not foresee this going here. We're talking about your future, and basically, Chris is coming in with a very, very encouraging message regarding how your future is not written. You have to do the writing of your future, right? You are the one responsible for living out your life. And I love it because that is in tune with raising your inner voice. But I might add that there are certain things that in raising your inner voice that speak to how you were formed. These are just things that I'm learning. I don't know that I necessarily fully understand them, nor completely agree with them myself, but they're just things that I'm learning about. I'm the type of person that I really like to think on things. I really like to stew in certain thoughts before I'm able to properly give a response to them. So that's what I'm in the process of doing in regards to Chris's comments on the future. The future. It's such a vague notion and term, especially since my focus, by and large, is on being here now. It's living in the moment. Not saying that obviously we ought not project and plan for the future, but rather being appreciative of this current moment in this interaction with you, Chris, for instance, is one that I'm really appreciative of and grateful for, because it's what's happening. It's how this life is being lived right here, right now, between us. Which is a good one, my friend. So, dear listener, as we're wrapping up the show and coming to a close for this evening, just wanted to remind you that if you wanted to look more at what the Klemps have to say regarding marriage, check out their paperback book, The 80/80 Marriage by Nate and Kaylee Klemp. The subtitle for the book is A New Model for a Happier, Stronger Relationship. Check it out if you want. I've found their blog posts to be very beneficial in addition to the book itself. And what kicked off the topic for this evening is their blog post on life incentivizing work over family. Here's how to flip the script. I love it. Another comment from Chris. Sun is shining. People enjoying the day. It was a good one today for sure. Absolutely. I'm with you. Hope you had a grand holiday. And yeah, it's funny how much the weather affects our moods, both in regards to the good weather and the negative weather. I mean, being in New England, the weather is what people talk about constantly. But beyond that, like, people can be in a good mood for no other reason than the weather is nice outside. Though even then, actually, now that I think about it, people in New England love to complain. So it's we complain whether it's too warm or too cold. So for a lot of people, today was probably too hot. That's a both and situation. You can complain both about the good weather and the bad weather. That's a both. That is definitely a both and situation. Oh, so good. So good. All right, my friends. Well, I hope that you gained a lot from this episode as we wrap the show up. And I hope that you not only can take the time to express yourself at work, but express yourself within your family, express yourself with your inner voice by yourself, because it's all part of this wonderful thing in which you are doing called your life. And it all surrounds you. Though at the same time, it's also beyond you. So I hope that you do appreciate what you have and have as much as you can appreciate. So my dear friend, please be kind and gentle with yourself and share that same grace with others. Until the next time, cheers.
If you're enjoying this podcast, please help spread the word about raising your inner voice. Join the conversation live. Email jay.foss@me.com to suggest ideas to explore. Also share this podcast with your friends. Let those who need conversations like this have a chance to check it out.
Then let them know to get involved.